That's not what I wanted to show. We're not ready yet. Still getting used to Streamlabs. I apologize. Hey, Fire. Man, chat. The chat setup is such cancer. Well, I do not like OBS or Streamlabs. Speaking of not liking things. Kick off the end of Friday. Hey, Cartoon Collector. Switching off Top Chat nearly crashed YouTube for me. That's crazy. Are they trying to enforce fucking Top Chat? It's crazy. Sorry about clearing my throat. I'm probably going to do that a lot, seeing as I just ate. I had to rush to throw pizza in right after my appointment. Hey, Dr. Coconut. So I finally added more to my stream decks, that way I can hide RetroArch when needed, so that way I don't need to keep showing my power level on that thing. So I'm sure that's probably pissing companies, well, if they even care who I am. It'd probably piss them off. Alright. 5 minutes are up. Alright, where exactly did I leave off? Where's my mouse? Oh no! Where did my mouse go? Oh lord. I mean, I can move with the arrow keys, I guess. I think we started here, right? Yeah, we say nothing. God, I cannot see my mouse. This is an OBS issue, man. Absolutely asinine, dude. Streamlabs sucks dick. Alright, say nothing. I say nothing, and the hush drags on long enough to become a painfully awkward silence. I turn my attention to my lunch. Inky, come on. I murmur to him. Are you just telling me to stop caring what my peers think? It's not like that, man. Come on, please. Liz and Olivia whisper something to each other. For someone who once told me not to get invested in being Olivia's friend, Liz suddenly seemed to care a lot for some reason. Knowing that they're most likely talking about me just makes it more annoying. I'm ignoring all of them now, and I can feel Damien's contemptuous gaze boring into me. Liz's too, for that matter. Olivia isn't even attempting to eat. A few times I hear the breath hitch in her throat with a small whimper. I feel contempt. Not just for her, but for Damien and Liz for putting me on the spot. Why couldn't they just leave me alone? Why did everything have to orient around her? What made her so damn special that her needs, her comfort came first? A precious little savant, too pure and sweet for this awful world. What the hell did it matter if she used me as some kind of stepping stone for her ego? What was I? Just chopped liver on her plate? Before long, I finished my lunch, which I'm not even tasting, just shoveling it in my mouth. I leave before anyone else, and they say nothing. You only got one route left on this one, right? I think 3 more. Keyboard controls, and yeah, we're using keyboard controls because I can't see my mouse at all for some reason. Which is funny because OBS was the opposite. If Wani wasn't showing, I couldn't see my mouse on the game. So explain that one, Batman. Once again, I'm on my sofa with my laptop, trying to zone out to anything that crossed my eye on Usnoot. Sure, it's not the most stimulating activity, but it's a good way to kill time. Even after purging several channels from my subscriptions, the algorithm keeps recommending me a lot of the same crap. Feels like being stuck in a never-ending loop. Fuck! I stood up and tossed my laptop across the room. A moment of wild fury had created an indent in the wall and separated the screen from the body. Don't worry, Mommy and Daddy can buy another. That was $1,000 down the drain, and for what? I stand there, full of dread, expecting a knock at my door any moment, asking what was going on. But no one came. Only no one comes, because no one's home, again. I pull out my phone, seized by a desire to get Dad on the horn and just talk to him. I pull him up from my list of contacts. My finger hovers over the dial button. What's the point? I'll just get the voicemail because he and Mom are both working. What am I? What am I doing? Why didn't I? I pick up the remains of the laptop and stick them in my closet for now. And I rearrange one of my posters to cover up the small hole in the wall. It makes me think of the lyrics to a song I heard my parents listen to once on a car ride while listening to a classic rock station. Keep your picture upon the wall. It hides a nasty stain that's lying there. I don't remember how the rest of the song goes, but just thinking about it makes me cry. I don't know how the song goes as is. Hey, Robert. Oh, I should probably take the counter off. Whoopsie. We don't do that here. Hinko. Put this down on my end. Why won't you talk to me? It hurts so much. Is that why you're doing this? Does it make you feel good to see me like this? I like you. I know you know I like you. What was that? Shit. Fuck. I can't use mouse. History. So why? Nico. Just fading away. Died of bone killing juice. Oh god, she drank the bone killing juice! Engage anger issues, Inko. And now they're both ghosts. Thursday. He had been an awkward affair. Damien barely acknowledges me. Gone is his usual enthusiasm. Now he just looks disinterested. The most he says to me is, "Hey, Inko," and "Bye, Inko." He's not even addressing me as Inky. Was it just going to be like this from now on? I've always thought of Damien as a nucleus of my social life, but apparently it was Olivia. And my refusal to speak with her is causing fission. I thought about Mia's offer to sit with her at the lunch from then on. Maybe it was time to do that. Art was the usual awkward affair. What had started as one of my favorite classes was now the one I most dreaded, more so than even history. Olivia is sulking as usual while I focus on the lesson and its tasks. I'm torn. I want to talk to her and stop doing this, but something won't let me. And it's before the bell rings, Mr. Idakin turns to me. "Mr. Nito, may I speak with you after class?" His tone is friendly, at least. "It's nothing serious, and I'll write you a tardy slip if I keep you for too long." The class begins to file out. Olivia looks too downcast to show any interest in what her favorite teacher has to say to me, and she leaves first before everyone else. Out the window! Once the pterosaur and I are alone in the room, he turns to me. "Alright, I've held my silence long enough. Mr. Nito, would you mind telling me what's been going on between you and Miss Helford this week?" His tone and stern expression tell me that he's not going to tolerate any attempts at feigning incredulity like I tried with Damien. I'm not talking to her. It was both an explanation and a statement. I can see that. Do you mind telling me why? Is it a problem that I'm not talking to her? It is concerning that the student who is so eager to befriend her suddenly wants nothing more to do with her. There's also the fact that my star pupil, for the first time in ever, is beginning to fall behind when she's normally ahead. When she's normally head and shoulders above the rest. I struggle to hide my annoyance. Of course, it was all about her needs before everyone else's, but she was just so damn special. I fold my arms defiantly. "Mr. Idakin, I gave it my best shot, but I've decided I just don't want to be friends with her anymore." I see. That's disappointing. Other than that, though, is it a crime that I'm no longer talking to her? Ordinarily, no. Not talking to someone isn't a crime in and of itself. But you know what is criminal? The way you've been lowering the ambient temperature of this room. Beg pardon? I'm saying I've seen icebergs warmer than that cold shoulder you've been giving her day after day. Water bottle. I'm probably going to have to get another one. I'm running low on this one, guys. She's going to be with Idakin, yeah. Uh, it isn't just that you're refusing to engage with her, you're creating a hostile environment with the signals you're sending out. Your body language, your sneering, your occasional quiet scoffs anytime she drops something, which is getting more frequent. It was especially bad today. The poor girl looks like a nervous wreck navigating all those eggshells you've scattered about her. Was I really being that bad? I wasn't even aware I was doing so, yet when I think back to the past week, I realize I had indeed been doing all that which with increasing frequency. I guess I hadn't noticed. Well, I have. And I've noticed that whatever was the cause of the sudden fissure between you two, you're currently sitting pretty with the upper hand. I groan and roll my eyes. You're the second person in as many days to make that observation. Well, you know what they say, once is a coincidence, twice is a pattern. Look, I'm not entirely unsympathetic, and I don't think I haven't had to have this exact talk with Olivia herself when she got too hostile over another classmate. His tone is warm now, it's no longer accusatory. Come on, you can tell me anything. Did you two have a fight? I huff in frustration, the weight of the past week and the secret I felt forced to keep pressing down on my shoulders. It's complicated. Nico dons his beanie. Let me get some air going. I can imagine. No, Mr. Idakin, sir, I don't think you can. The Pterosaur's demeanor changes, and the way he sizes me up makes me feel as though I were a juicy fish that had strayed too close to the surface of the lake and caught the eye of a hungry avian predator now gazing at me. Nico, you're a good kid. You're bright. You know your way. You know you are way around a camera, and I like you. But when you tell me there's something I can't imagine, it not only insults my intelligence as an artist, but as a teacher. Because frankly, young man, there's an awful lot I can imagine. I squirm under his gaze. For instance, I can imagine that maybe, just maybe, the sudden friction between you and she has something to do with the outcome of the art contest, which may or may not have been tampered with by an as yet unknown vandal who remains at large. And that maybe your sudden hostility is due to feelings of disappointment and loss by the resulting sabotage of your own entry. Oh shit. Mr. Idakin, Olivia and I... But I admit that sometimes my imagination runs away with me. My wife tells me it's a reoccurring problem and that I'm always imagining erroneous happenings. Like when I imagine that she stole my last ice cream bar. So perhaps I'm off the mark, but for the sake of argument, let's assume this hypothetical scenario is correct. I only have one question for you then, Mr. Nito. How long do you intend to punish her? I can feel the anger rising as all the pieces fall into place. You knew? Idakin looked guilty this time. Yes, it was obvious to my eye when I looked at the submissions the week prior. Why didn't you intervene? I wanted to. So why didn't you? Because I also wanted her to get caught. I'm taken aback. He wanted Olivia to get caught in the act. Why? He gives a bitter sigh of defeat. Because she deserved it. I feel vindication. The feeling is so strong that I want to punch the air in triumph. She deserved it. Okay, so why is he still giving me the third degree? So you know she tampered with the contest, with my entry. All pretense of coy, reticent cast aside, he grimaces and nods. Yes. So you understand why I'm angry? Yes. So then why are you acting like I'm doing something wrong? Never said you were doing something wrong. I only asked how long you plan on hurting her for your own gratification. The way you word it makes it sound like I'm doing something wrong. That's your takeaway, so tell me if you think you're doing something wrong. And I struggle to answer. It's not fair. What isn't? Again, I struggle to find a specific answer. It's not fair that she gets to do that to me. I tried to be her friend, and now I'm asked to be a nice guy to her after this. Inko, her fate was entirely in your hands. When it was in your power to do so, you could have easily dropped the hammer on her by going straight to the principal and explaining the whole thing. And I would have been forced from my position of expertise to weigh in on the matter and adjust and educate in your favor. I would have willingly done so because... I'm caught off guard when his voice breaks and a tear falls down his face. Because you would have been right to do so, and no one could have blamed you. Not I. Certainly not Olivia herself, who I suspect was hoping to get caught just to ameliorate her guilt for winning the contest in her freshman year. I'm assuming she told you about Ben. I nod. He takes a deep breath. But the fact of the matter is, that ship has sailed. There's no going back on the decision you made. In for a penny, in for a pound. You were her judge and jury, but also her lawyer, and you got her a less severe punishment for her crimes. She didn't need to tell me any of this, by the way. She refuses to even talk about it. I figured it out for myself. And I can only imagine that she begged you not to tell. Her, of all people, as obstinate and proud as she is, begging another, with what I can only imagine were tearful pleas, am I correct? I nod. Yes, she begged me to keep quiet. She even apologized profusely for what she had done. His face scrunches up in anger. Even after she apologizes profusely, you still feel the need to torment her. Was it pity that made you spare her, or do you like the idea of being her sole source of punishment? You've had that power over her this whole time. So, does it feel good? What could I say to that? That at first I only wanted to ignore her, but the more she tried to talk to me, the angrier it made me until it wasn't just a desire to be left alone. He waits for an answer. No, I thought it did for a bit, but it's just been making me bitter and miserable. So you'll stop your passive-aggressive probation? I'm beginning to get angry again. I won't make any mean gestures towards her, but I still want nothing more to do with her. Just change my seat assignment, please. Why? Is she really that terrible? All of her other faults aside? And I speak freely, sir. You've always had that freedom, but go ahead, speak your mind. Let it all out before it festers any further. Let it all out, huh? Fine. I hate her. All I wanted was to be her friend, but to her I was just another blank canvas to be crumpled up and discarded. Just something disposable for her to do with what she saw fit, and I don't care if she's changed her mind. That she ever saw me as that way just confirms something I've always suspected. To the world, I may as well be a pawn to be shuffled from one place to the next, forever errant, no agency of my own. Hell, I even hate you for that fact. You didn't intervene, you let it happen. So what the hell was I to you then? A sacrificial pawn? Is that all I am to anyone? Fuck that, I'm sick of it. And I don't accept her apology. She's only sorry she got caught and was forced to confront her own stupidity. I don't care that she's some super special savant with all this talent. She's no better than anyone else. She's no better than me. I'm panting heavily like I just got out of PE. He told me to let it all out, and so I did, and even I'm surprised by my outburst. I half expected Wait. Water bottle break. I've been clearing my throat so much. Chat's popped off. None of Idakin's business, honestly. Does he still almost get together with Mia, depending on how far you... I don't know. I haven't played this mod in like over a year. Is she dropping stuff because her wrists are hurting, or is it too soon for that? Oh no. Enko, you're starting to become your ending one version, and I don't like it. Instead, yeah, early ending one Inko. Instead of pushing Olivia down the stairs, it's Idakin. Uh, bratty Olivia needs correction. Is it only me, or our chat message appearing in just the right place to be covering over the game dialogue? Did it do that? Hold on. Whoopsie. Like I said, it's Streamlabs. Let me move you up a bit. There you go. We're learning here with Streamlabs, so you're gonna have to bear with me. Oh no, he is one of those single tier people. Can you move the comments? They blend in with the subtitles. That's what I did. Test, test, test. Yeah, can you hear me, guys? Hello? Are you there? Hello. I half expect Idakin to come down hard on me, to tell me off, or tell me to grow up or whatever. Oh, that's not my space bar. There we go. Gotta click back. If I press space on Streamlabs, what the fuck does it do? I mean, chat's still there. Chat didn't disappear. But anyways, instead, he just looks at me with an unfocused gaze as though trying to process it all. Then he reaches for uh, a drawer in his desk and pulls out a pack of smokes and a lighter. I'm surprised because I didn't know he smoked, yet he's lighting one up now with all the practiced dexterity of an experienced smoker. The end lights into a small cherry, and now he's taking a drag. He exhales a plume of smoke out of a nearby window, and I have to marvel for a moment at the image of a suave pterosaur, dressed to the nines in his immaculate suit, and toking up like he isn't in a school but a nightclub. I kind of want to capture this moment with my camera. Then the moment is gone, and he looks tired. In fact, he looks like he's aged 20 years. Well, he's got less than one right now, so now he's just rigor mortis. He sits at his desk and writes out a tardy slip for some dumb student. He's not in a nightclub, he's listening to an angsty teenager. He hands me the slip, but puts his head in his hand. I'm sorry I yelled. I don't hate you. The tired pterosaur smiles and shrugs. It's okay, sometimes we need to just let it out. I stand there stupidly, wanting so much for him to say anything else. Well? Well, what? Don't you have anything more to say? What more is there to say? He snuffs out his cigarette as though to punctuate his next sentence. I failed her. It's lunchtime, and I once again find that a period I had formerly looked forward to is filling me with dread. That seemed to be the story of my life now, growing dread for the things I had once enjoyed. As I approach my usual table with my omnivore lunch in hand, the reason for that is readily apparent. Damien and Liz are alone. The sight itself is surreal because the extroverted pink-scaled jock and the student council treasurer both look like a couple of lonely wallflowers at an edge of the sea of chattering dinos with their own native cliques. At the wait, and the image drives home the fact that I am the cause of their sudden bad mood. I approach and both look at me simultaneously like territorial animals detecting an interloper. I clear my throat. Hey guys. Silence. Where's Olivia? Oh, now you care? Inko? Damien looks towards the alcove to the vending machines and nods his head in the same direction in response. Oh yeah, this is where she's in the closet, isn't she? Olivia, it's time to come out of the closet. It's 2025. It's okay to be gay, Olivia. With a sigh, I set my tray down slowly and as though defusing a bomb. Damien stops me before I can sit next to him. Inko, just go talk to her already. I slammed my palms on the table, making the cutlery clatter. That's a tongue twister. I thought you said you would never tell me to sit anywhere else. You know what I didn't count on? You coaxing Olivia out of her box just to shove her right back inside. Saying nothing, I return the pink dino's glare. Eventually his face softens, his frills deflate, and he looks down. She cried herself to sleep last night, man. Even Liz gasps. Though the Brachiosaurus wasn't as friendly with Olivia as Damien, she still looked very concerned for the Gator girl. Did she? Damien looked back up with a renewed glare. Yeah, she did. She was huddled in her beanbag, tail wrapped over her head. I'm at a loss. She refuses to talk about whatever it was that happened with you two. She told me one thing. It was entirely her fault. She did something really shitty, and you're right to be mad, and you know something? I believe her. She's not the type to make up a lie for someone else's benefit, and I could see the soul-crushing guilt in her eyes. So then why do I have to make up with her? Damien's frills inflate with a hiss. Because that's what friends do when they're sorry to each other. I won't force you to sit somewhere else, but it doesn't mean I have to talk with you either. He turns away from me and begins picking at his carnivore lunch with a spork. A very un-Damien way to eat. I put a palm to my forehead and run it across my scalp. There was no clearer an ultimatum than that. I couldn't make it one lousy week without this Olivia business disrupting my entire social life, and it's not even Friday. Womp womp. How's chat? We can, yeah, that's weird. You guys can see my mouse. I can see it on Streamlabs, but I cannot see it on my own screen. So if I have to navigate the menus, I can just look at OBS, I guess. That's great. That's a drink right there. Our teacher offers you a cigarette. Do you accept? I don't smoke. I'm tired of being like my cousin Anon, but instead of being used as a pawn by a single person, there's like 5. I failed her. Drops dead earlier. Where's Olivia? Wouldn't you like to know, camera boy? Olivia goes into the closet right next to Tom Cruise. I wonder if Damien likes to be gently scratched around the base of his frills. Okay. Anyways, I leave my tray and walk to the alcove where the vending machines are located. Once before the entrance, I stop and look around. I see Mia at her usual table with Ben, Lunar, and Kiara. She's smirking and beckoning me to her table with a jerk of her head. Was it really time to do that? I never would have imagined abandoning Damien for Mia of all people, yet it seemed like it was my only other alternative. If I could fucking read. The stuttering is coming back. I could have also tried sitting with some of the other dinos with whom I was acquainted, but the thought of trying to forge new relationships so late in the year makes my heart sink. I recall what Mr. Ferris had once said. If you see a fork in the road, take it. What a uselessly ambiguous statement, now that I think about it. Directions unclear, ending up taking fork to spooky-looking gingerbread house. What was I gonna do? Swallow my pride? Or... hell, either way felt like swallowing my pride. The one thing I knew for certain was that the initial investment of a single penny for a pound had brought returns in the hundreds of pounds. Oh boy. So these are the three endings. Alright, chat. Let me look at OBS. What are we going with? I got low latency. First one goes. Olivia, okay. It's Olber. I turn away from Mia, I'm sure. Sure, I'm going to catch hell for it later. Besides, there's probably not a very good chance that contingency would have worked anyway, and I feel ashamed for even considering it. I cross the threshold where the vending machines are located and scan about, looking for the wheelchair-bound Gator girl, but she's nowhere in sight. Throwing up my arms in a, well, what is it gesture, I turn in place in frustration. She's not around here, and I don't feel like trekking through the school to look for her. Do I dare go back to Damien empty-handed, though? Sorry, I couldn't find your wayward adoptive sister to apologize. That would just piss him off more from worrying about her whereabouts. It's then I notice the door to the janitor's closet is conspicuously ajar. Could she have gone inside? It's worth a shot, and I have no other leads. I cross over to see that the door is propped open with an orange cone. I cross over into the gloom. The dissonance between the rest of St. Hammond, bright, cheery, clean, and the gloomy, dank closet is jarring. Oh, hey, babe, you come here often? A gasp at the other end of the closet makes me jump. Sure enough, Olivia's there. But Hinko? Hi. Hi. First time we've spoken to each other in a week. Last Friday now feels like a lifetime ago. And funny then how I raged. How the rage I had felt that day in the rain seemed small in comparison to what had compounded to. I know that I let that happen, but I wish I hadn't. I stepped closer to her, and she's staring back, her yellow and silver eyes wide and glowing. I inhale and massage the back of my head. How come you're not eating lunch with Damien and Liz? It's extra seasoning, go. I can't. What do you care? You don't want me around. That isn't true. Then why won't you talk to me? I don't know. It's okay. I know you hate me for what I did. That isn't true. I swear, I don't hate you. I just don't know how to process all this. But you are mad at me. Of course I'm mad. Why wouldn't I be? She whimpers at my declaration. But I just don't see the point anymore at being mad at you. All it's been doing is making me miserable this week. You're miserable? How do you think I feel? I sigh in defeat. I don't know. Is there an echo in here? Why would you know? You refuse to talk to me like I'm your friend. I have to stop myself from firing back with something like some friend, or what kind of a friend does that? And I know I've been a shitty friend, so you don't have to say that what we're both thinking. I know you said you wanted to forget me, and maybe I could accept that if that were really the case. But you won't even ask Idakin to change your seating, much less tell Damien and Liz you don't like me anymore. I had to tell them I fucked up. I didn't tell them what exactly, but I let them both know it was my fault, not yours. The least you could do is accept my apologies, even if you don't want to be my friend anymore. You're right, I'm sorry. In hindsight, I've been acting like an asshole to you this week. Ow. Yes, Tailbone. You're also being an asshole. Would you at least tell me why? Think back to what I had kept telling myself, in for a penny, in for a pound. At first, it seemed like a simple proposition to cut her from my life, but the longer it dragged on, the more it hurt. Only I didn't want to admit it to myself. I think it was just pride on my part. Because I called you a midwit and replaced your entry that you worked hard on. At first it was that, but truthfully, I don't even care about that anymore. I just didn't want to admit it to myself that I had made a mistake at pushing you away. I miss you, but I hate admitting to myself how much I miss you, so I just keep doubling down. What did Mr. Mugen once call it? He wasn't just an English teacher. He also used to teach philosophy. I think it's called the fallacy of sunk costs. I think I get what you mean, because I'm no better. I'm worse even. And I can make her worse. I didn't want to accept what Idakin said about you, so I did what I did to you like it could justify how I used to feel about you. I shouldn't even be surprised at this. Something like this had to happen sooner or later. I don't want to stop being your friend, though. I don't like the person I'm becoming because of this. I hate myself, even. I keep having nightmares and a feeling like a shadow is following me and whispering dark thoughts in my ear. Can we just forget that this all happened? That's all I've wanted this week. I just wanted to make it up to you. Hug. No. I pull out her note from Proclaims. You mean this? Is that? Proclaim handed it to me on class on Monday. Why didn't you pick it up, you asshole? I don't know, I'm sorry. There's that echo again. I worked really hard on that for you, you know. I know it doesn't make up for what I did, but still, have you even looked at it? No. Why bother carrying it around? I didn't want to let it go. Carefully unfolding the note like it was a map to buried treasure, I hold it out and am just barely able to make it out under the dim fluorescence. This is really good. Flood of emotions overtakes me, reducing me to nothing. Although it wasn't one of her paintings, it still showed a remarkable, even obsessive amount of detail. The picture was of me, but drawn to look like some kind of superheroes from one of her animes. There was no mistaking my face and sunglasses, but the body it sits upon has more muscle size and definition than I could even gain, even if Coach Solly made me do 5 times of what he's already putting me through. I have a cocky grin and am wearing an admittedly ridiculous look outfit, some kind of jumpsuit with gloves and boots, and a cape. Behind me are the pulverized remains of some giant monster that I had presumably beaten into submission. There's even an umbrella strapped to my shoulder with a harness, and it's blocking the rain, creating a cone of protection extending down to my feet. And I'm holding her in my arms. The Gator girl's eyes are closed in a look of serenity as I cradle her, her arms wrapped around my neck. A feeling of overwhelming flattery had washed over me at seeing myself depicted in such a heroic light, and it made something in my chest swell to the size of a hot air balloon. And just as quickly, the same feeling of overinflated self-esteem collapsed into a black hole of self-loathing so strong it made my stomach ache. Olivia. Her composure breaks and she reaches for me. Hug the Gator. She lets it all out, crying tears of relief. Her body trembles, her face buried against my chest. Careful not to damage the picture, still held gently in my right hand, I let her get it all out. I deserved to get caught, and I'm glad you caught me. Maybe it was a cry for help. Maybe. But the other thing I realized was how much I had been taking for granted. Damien, his family, Idakin, you. I always thought I could get away with being a shitty person, as long as I had someone whose unconditional love and support I could fall back on. But when you abandoned me, it was like a wake-up call. I hate hearing the word abandon, even knowing it was exactly what I had done. He sniffs back tears and blinks sorrowfully at me. I wish so much that I had a family like the Paynes. Even if they're your godparents, I feel envious of you for having them. I realized this week just how lonely I've been, and I'm even lonelier without you. I'm the piece of shit for nearly throwing you away out of spite. You know something, Inko? We're kind of both pieces of shit. She chuckles at the mutual self-deprecation. I hold up her picture. Well, look at it this way. If you can take a turd like me and polish it up to look this good, then you're the best artist in the world. She laughs heartily at that, and it feels good to see her joyful once more. I missed you. I missed you too. I think we should go back. You don't want to keep Damien and Liz waiting. Only... What? Olivia, I'm sorry. The reason I came here to find you is because Damien made me. Oh. He's my buddy, and he made me man up. I see. What would you have done if he hadn't? I don't know. There it is again. There's that echo. She rolls her eyes, probably at the echo. That's alright. Damien's done the same for me plenty over the years. That's what friends are for. The end. Okay. Let me sit up a bit. Oh, please, please. Please, do not hurt. I will kill! Alright, chat. Becomes friends with the Dexter and Mandark dinos that can invent a time machine for you. Lock her in. I sentence you to meeting Shido's janitor OC. Oh no. Isn't this background from Payday 2? I wouldn't know. Inko has become the E2, the dry soy jack. Yes, honey. Olivia seems more like the simp in this scenario. Anyways. You're back? Oh wait, you're back! We've worked it out. We're both sorry. Nice. I also brought lots of snacks and sodas. Sweet, I was missing these. Olivia and I settle in. She hasn't gotten a lunch tray of her own, but I had bought plenty of snacks for her and the rest of us. Well, now we can say that you two officially gotten your first fight out of the way. Damien, has anyone ever told you that you're a social retard? I'm pretty sure you tell me that at least once a month, Liv. Oh, and here I thought I was the social retard and you were some master of social interaction. Whoops, maybe I was just projecting my insecurities onto you, Inky. If I've learned one thing this week, it's that we all have a tendency to project what we don't like about ourselves onto others. Amen to that. We enjoy our lunch in peace for a minute, and then the parasaur comes in. Yeah. And that peace was broken by a familiar red menace. Just when I thought you were starting to grow a backbone and turned into a bad boy, you just gotta come crawling back to this crippled loser. Ain't that right, Skinny? I'm done with you, Mia. You and I were never friends anyways, just acquaintances at best. Don't overrate yourself, Skinny. You were just a boy toy to me. You tell your crippled girlfriend how I smacked you on the ass. And how you liked it. Olivia begins growling low, and I shudder to imagine at whom. Yo, Mia! Mia pretends not to have heard him. Hey, I'm talking to you, you fucking cunt! You say something, Pain. two lock eyes. Damien breathes heavily, a look I never seen before in his eyes. It makes me not want to be on the receiving end. I said you say something, Payne. You heard what I said, you fucking cunt. Damien. You got a death wish, Payne. Damien grabs her by the jacket with both hands. It's time to beat up a woman. Damien! He's hissing low in his throat. Oh no! It's time for a facelift, Mia! I swear to God, Mia, you and Ben are not going to fuck with Olivia any more than you already have. I could be a bully just like you if I really wanted to. Maybe I'll start with you. Damien! What the heck is wrong with you? I'm sorry, I didn't know what came over me. Don't you ever do that again. Pink Dino begins to tear up. I'm sorry, Liz, I just couldn't stand the thought of losing Inky to Mia. Ben already ruined Olivia, and I don't want to see her ruin Inky too. Ruin me? Bad ending. Olivia and I met with Idakin after school to explain what happened. I'm relieved you two were able to work it out. I gotta admit, you had me worried, Inko. I guess I just managed to get over it, especially with some encouragement from Damien. I am a bit worried about him in particular. It sounded like he may have some unresolved anger issues. And Olivia, I'm still very disappointed in you, young lady. We only had to... Wait, we only told him about... Ugh. Alright, we had only told him that we had worked out whatever issues we had. We hadn't even covered what started it yet. I wasn't sure if Idakin was even going to bring that up for her sake. You told him? Olivia, look at me. I already knew. When did you find out? From the moment I looked at the submissions, even before the day of the results. Why didn't you say or do anything? She looks heartbroken at Idakin's proclamation and stern expression. I didn't want to hear him tell her it was because she deserved it. Because I knew Inka would catch you in the act. I keep my face as straight as possible, not wanting to give away my own shock at what I knew was a lie. But what if he hadn't? What if the principal or someone else caught me? My entire future could have been doomed. But it wasn't, because I knew Inka would catch you first, and that he cared about you enough to never doom your future prospects. Do you think I wouldn't have vouched for him if I didn't think he'd look out for your best interests? But he told me I should go on to the principal and confessed. I begged him no. Like I said, he was looking out for your best interest. He didn't force you after all, did he? No. But why? As long as you understood the gravity of what you had done, that was all that mattered. I didn't want to ruin your future. But you were angry at me. I was, on that I won't lie. But I still cared about you. Thank you, I guess I owe you one. You owe him a lot, Olivia. I'll let you work that out. I'll let you work that out with him. Inko, I'm really sorry I ruined your contest entry. That's alright, I've learned that there are more important things than being noticed in some contest. You should listen to him. After all, if one wants to see what happens to someone when they let their entire life be dictated by the outcome of a contest, well, they need look no further than you. Gee, thanks, Idakin. You know I'm right, Olivia. If this is what it took to finally get you to realize that I can safely say I have no regrets about letting fate take its course. Thank you, Idakin. You are always right. And don't you forget it. You two should get going, but first, I need to have a chat with Inko. Well, what about? Just some guy talk, mano a mano. I'm sorry, but no girls allowed. Olivia rolled her eyes, then left. Out the window with you. Thank you for playing along, Inko. And of course, after this week, I really didn't want to see her hurt any more than she already had. Nor should you. He grips my right shoulder, his talons squeezing firmly, and if I could just barely feel his nails. I was stern with her because she of all people need to hear it. But know this. If you ever break her heart again, you'll answer to me. Is my phone going off? Never mind. Do I make myself clear? Yes, Mr. Idakin, crystal clear. Wonderful. Now go and make her happy. The end. Inko, are you alright? Why wouldn't I be? It just looked like for a moment you had run in with an axe murderer or something. No, nothing like that. Well, then what? It's private, okay? Okay. Can I walk with you to the metro? No, Olivia, you can't walk. You can't walk, Olivia! You can't. You just can't. You have to sit in the chair. You have to sit in the chair, Olivia. I'm going to Lunara's. Of course. No. Ah, shoot, I missed my train. I'll wait with you. Thank you. The end. Ending to A. Loneliness. Alrighty, that was one out of the way. Where's chat? Damien, do you only love me for my credit card? Damien Melter. The harshest word in Forever Snoot is damn. Alrighty. Let me just turn the fan on. And we'll boot it up again. It's hard to find my mouse on OBS. Because my screen is so tiny on there. Because I have to like make room for chat. It sucks. Whoa. The alcohol is trying to fucking kick my esophagus. My god. Alright, we did Olivia. Now now it's either Mia or Inko goes his own way. What does chat decide? How far are we in the stream? Oh, almost an hour. I think the best ending is neither, so leave that for last. Alright, just drinking too. Hard green tea with lemonade mix. I do have some Arizonas. But I really wanted to just go with a Michelob. Alright, Mia it is. The Ighow instead of MGTOW. With a feeling of resignation weighing heavily upon me, I turned back to Damien so I can collect my lunch tray. It was time to take Mia up on her offer. But if she thought it was going to go down how she wanted it, then she had another Thinko coming. It's me, Mr. Thinko. I gotta think of everything in my thoughts. I got a monologue 1,000-fold. I'm me Thinko. I'm going to trauma dump on her. everything about my time at St. Hammond College, about how my room's so tiny and how the bathroom's always messy. I collect my tray. Damien is breathing heavily, and though his face is etched with rage, I can see tears trickling down his snout. He's literally seething! But I don't care anymore. Don't come back! Inko, Mia told us you'd be sitting with us today. That seems to be the case. I seat myself next to the student council president. Well, I'm glad you could join us, of course. You were always welcome to sit with us. Yeah, that's why I told him, but he was just a little shy, wasn't you? I shrugged. I guess. But we're gonna make him feel welcome, ain't we? Yeah, we could talk about ancient human cultures. And that jacket is still baller. Sure thing, and thanks. If you don't mind my asking, why are you sitting with your usual group today? Or why aren't you sitting with your usual group today? Irre... Wait. Irreconcilable differences. I probably butchered that. Sorry, I'm just not in the right headspace for sounding things out. That's unfortunate. He got tired of Hot Wheels' bullshit. I didn't like Mia speaking for me, but there was nothing to disagree with. It's unfortunate that Olivia had to be so stubborn. I still don't understand her hostility towards everyone around her. Which reminds me, she's still upset with you for that article you wrote about her in freshman year. I see. Any particular reason why? I guess she's still very bitter about someone going behind her back like that. Hmm. Is there any particular reason why you're bringing it up? Because if you ever go behind my back and pull some shit like that with me, then I'll have a problem with it. And I won't forget it. Even Mia's just like, holy shit. Man, I wish Inko grabbed me like that. I dig into my lunch, worried that Mia is going to tell me to get lost. Instead, I see her smile at me in the corner of my eye as though impressed. Yeah, those thoughts exactly, huh? Kiara and Lunara, meanwhile, are whispering and giggling to each other. I get the sense they're talking about me. I always sort of liked them. Either one could have made a good girlfriend, if worse came to worse. Kiara had a similar fashion sense to mine, and Lunara was cute and book smart. Mia was still looking at me in a certain way. Oh no, she's gooning in her thoughts. I recall the sensation of her hand on my ass the day before. Stranger danger! I felt bad for Ben, even though I was growing to like him less and less. I banter back and forth with all of them, except Ben, who still looks confused. And it just feels different. The energy just isn't the same. Out of the corner of my eye, I see Damien pushing Olivia towards their table. I haven't even noticed when he got up to retrieve her. Ah, the pink pinwheel is pushing the baby in her stroller. The raptor and the triceratops both giggle at Mia's joke. I just sigh, feigning indifference. I can see her on the edge of my periphery. She's looking towards me, and I can tell it's with longing. I'm regretting this already. Regretty spaghetti. Nara, stop looking at Inko like that. Ending to be death by snoo snoo. That's okay, it wasn't spelled correctly anyways. Is Ben a short king? I don't know. He doesn't wind up with Mia at the end. I mean, to be a king, you need a queen, don't you? My parents are actually home for once. They've brought home Chinese takeout. And though part of me is glad we're actually having dinner, sort of, together, I'm also bitter at the fact this feels like a once-in-the-blue-moon occurrence. When they ask me about school, part of me wants to open up and tell them everything, every painful detail of my social life. I don't even know where to begin, let alone how to broach the subject of Olivia's betrayal, and how much it had angered me, and how much that same anger had slowly turned to hate. I swallow my noodles, and with it my feelings. All I give them is some bare-bones details about my academic life. Again, though I'm in company, I feel empty and alone. I don't even feel like watching a movie with them. Instead, I retreat to my room, which anymore feels like a cell. And my wretched computer screen and its sole window. It's time to go to 4chan and seethe. Friday. No Final Fantasy music. It's dodgeball time in PE again. And I find myself in yet another adversarial role with Damien. Only it's not a friendly one like it was on Monday. He's trying to take my head off with his barrage of dodgeballs. I think he spits on them before he throws them at me. I try to ignore him and his dirty glare, pretend it's just a friendly game. I think to myself at first that if I don't reciprocate with a retaliatory dodgeball, then he'll eventually lose interest. But the opposite seems to be the case. His dodgeballs become more frequent and aggressive to the point he's focusing solely on me. No one else, not even Mia, who sticks close by, occasionally whacking a stray ball away with her tail. Well, wouldn't that make her out? Dodging, ducking, dipping, diving, and dodging, I treat Damien's aggression like a mere battery of agility tests. Until I finally can't take it anymore. One of his lobbed projectiles misses my head by mere millimeters. Any closer and it would have knocked my glasses off. And any closer than that, it would have been an instant replay of my first day at St. Hammond. On impulse, I hurl my own dodgeball. Knock it off! As though guided by fate, or an instance of ultra instinct, the ball hits Damien in the belly hard enough to knock him down. It looked for a moment like the old footage of a man taking a cannonball to the gut. The air is knocked out of him with an audible oof that echoes around the gymnasium. It's just the Roblox oof. Mia cackles with sadistic glee. Yo, Pain, you're about as useful as a cock-flavored lollipop. Like a pink blur, Damien springs up from where he has fallen and closes the distance to me. I stand my ground, even when he's grabbing me by my shirt and hissing, the acrid scent of acid spittle on his breath. How would you like it if I shoved that dodgeball down your throat? Damien! What is your major malfunction, numbnuts? I'm sorry, I don't know what came over me. Both of you, in my office now! Damien, explain to me why I shouldn't take this to the principal and have you suspended for threatening another student. Crap like that I expect from Mia, but not of you of all people. I thought you and Shades were as thick as thieves. Pinky, I'm sorry. That was wrong and you didn't deserve that. I'm sorry, Coach. Minky and I are currently fighting about something outside of PE. You're the one fighting, Damien. I didn't want this. Olivia messed with me, so I refused to talk to her, and you gave me an ultimatum. Either make up with her, or you wouldn't talk to me anymore. Is this true, Damien? It's true, Coach. What exactly has Olivia done to Inko? I don't know. She refuses to say. Can you tell me, Shades? I don't feel comfortable talking about it. It's a personal issue between she and I. I understand, but it sounds like you and she are letting this personal issue affect your life here at St. Hammond. As far as I'm concerned, she and I are no longer friends. Other than that, I haven't been doing anything untowards against her. I've only been ignoring her, that's all. Making her feel uncomfortable. Damien, I understand that, but I'm not doing that intentionally. You can't make me choose between making up with her and continuing to be your friend. But I don't want to make you choose between she and I, either. Look, I'm okay with eating lunch at another table from now on so she can continue sitting with you, her adoptive brother. I'd like to think we're still friends. That's very what is that? Magnanimous of you, Shades? All these big words make me retard brain. What say you, Damien? Sounds like Shades just wants what's best for everyone. The look of defeat and hopelessness in Damien's eyes was evident to me. I feel pity for him, but I refuse to make up with Olivia on anyone else's terms. I won't. I can't. I'm so tired of her always seeming to get her way through pity. Not fair. Damien, don't pout. Now listen. I may not interact with Olivia, but I am good friends with Ike, who has gone on about her enough to make me feel like I know her pretty well. She has issues that only she can work through in the end. You can't handhold her through life forever, and you certainly can't expect Inko to do that either. It sounds like she did something wrong, and now she just has to own the consequences for it. Now, I can't say for certain if Inko is right or mature for not wanting to be your friend anymore. But it's his choice. You can't always get what you want from people. Sometimes you only get one shot with some, and then when you cross them, that's it. That's just life. But, I don't want to hear any buts from you. Inko has his own battles, and you have your own battles. Olivia has her own battles, and you can't expect others to fight your battles for you. Is that understood? Yes, Coach. Shades, is there anything more you'd like to add? Damien, I still want to be your friend, but I just can't stand Olivia anymore. I'm not going to force myself to like her. Believe me, Inky, I understand only too well. Sounds good. Now why don't we shake on it? Damien and I shake. I can still see desperation in his eyes. Alright, chat. Fortune, come on, you know Inko is a Reddit man. Inko's falling on hard times, so he has to go to 4chan. He's becoming a little too chudly. I thought Forever Snoot's dodgeball game was boring. I feel ya. Streamlabs captures Steam notifications I see. Oh no. Uh-oh. People are gonna get outed. You better not be playing any of those Rule 34 games, people. I'll have to... It's weird because I swear... I gotta look into how to deal with overlays like that or something. I don't know. It's nuts. We'll figure it out. Which is funny because I don't think they were... Were they showing up when I was playing Hot Shots? I don't know. Anyways, I step out of the gymnasium to make my way to Idakin's class. Hey, Inko, don't think for a second you're fooling me. I know you're only friends with Mia to hurt Olivia. Stop trying to dictate my life. Stop trying to ruin mine. Why don't you ask Olivia again what exactly she did to me? Why don't you tell me yourself? No, you know what, Damien? She's more of your problem than mine. Story of my life. I knew you had moxie, Inko. Guess you reclaimed your balls from old Crocacunt. Perhaps I gotta get to class now. It's AP Art next. Is it now? Yeah. And I bet I know who'll be there. She looks at me with a blank expression. And then Mia just pulls Inko over and just kisses him in front of Olivia. And she just sits there unfazed. They put me on new medication, Inko. I really can't have the energy to give a fuck anymore. It's made me dead inside. I no longer feel sadness, but I no longer feel happiness either. I'm going to class now, Inko. Fuck off, Mia. I can't help but feel embarrassed and ashamed to be seen with Mia. But it has to be this way. Yeah, that's right, Hot Wheels. Your Jedi Knight has gone over to the dark side. What do you think of that? Whatever. I'm on medication now for my depression, Mia. You're being very insensitive right now. I've pretty much accepted that he wants nothing more to do with me. He can be friends with whoever. I don't care. What a buzzkill. What about you, Inky? You got anything you want to say to your ex-girlfriend? No. I'd rather just get to class and be left alone. Fine, whatever. I'll leave you alone from now on. And then something in me just breaks. To hear her say something so nonchalantly, no snark, no hostility, just plain indifference. And it tears at me. The unexpected pain doesn't stop. It only intensifies like a gaping wound. Fuck, Skinny, ain't no way you're actually crying. I don't know whether to be amused or disgusted. Fuck you, Mia. Punch. Say that. Again. I said fuck you, you disgusting bitch. She grabs my forearm. I feel something snap. The pain is excruciating, but I refuse to break eye contact, let alone make any sound beyond the gasp I can't contain. Inko! Let him go! I warned you, Skinny. I'm breathing in sharp hisses. Pain erupts in my arm like a blowtorch held to my nerves. I feel your pain, Inko. The sensation threatens to make me pass out. Stay here, Inko. I'll get help. My medicine just wore off. I can feel again. Inko, come on. Let's get you to the nurses, now. She's turning into Mia Gamu. Olivia really did take the Xanax. The nurse, a pretty raptor with a matronly warmth, tended to my busted arm. It wasn't completely broken, only fractured. Fortunately, humans tended to have tougher bones than dinos. She put in a splint with an ice pack wrapped around it and gave me medicine for pain. And Olivia and I told our account to the principal, who looked livid. Her ubiquitous coffee mug was shaking with rage. She thanked us for our patience in recounting the story, and then vowed to have Mia expelled. Already? Then the police arrived and we had to tell the story all over again. When asked if I wanted to press charges, I said yes, despite not wanting to talk any more than I already had. I thought, isn't like Mia, or like Fannin, like with the mafia, like she has like a mafia family or something? I can only imagine how much of a shit show that would turn out to be. All told, I was exhausted by the whole ordeal. I'd have rather spent every period in PE than for a day to go through that again. I lay in bed, which was propped up so I could sit up while lying down. My arm lay across my side in its cast. I consigned myself with knowing it would have to be that way for the next month or so. Too bad I wasn't ambidextrous. Maybe Olivia could help me with... I sighed. I thought of her helping me as though the events of the past week hadn't happened. It was through It was as though a barrier separating us had broken along with my arm. I simply didn't have it in me anymore to want to hate her. All I wanted more than anything in the world was her and only her. How are you? A little better, it just feels like a dull throb now. Are we still not on speaking terms? I inhale against a sudden wave of pain from my arm. Right now, I don't have it in me to feel anything. Least of all anger towards you. I stole your Xanax, Olivia. Now I'm emotionless. I feel emotionally and psychologically spent. Like an empty reservoir, it's actually quite peaceful in a way. Kind of gives me a new perspective on life. I wonder if this is what Buddhists called nirvana. I'll take overrated grunge bands from the 90s for 800. We both chuckle at her joke. I pushed you away all week. I had several chances to forgive you, but I chose to dwell on my anger, all because I wanted to punish you, and now here you are. I'm sorry. I deserved it. This entire week, all I could think of was what I had done. Even when you found me crying in the rain, I still had a feeling like it would work out somehow. Like all I had to do was turn on the waterworks and someone would feel sorry enough for me that everything would work out. When you told me to go to the principal and confess what I had done, I panicked. All I could think of was me, and I just started begging and pleading, practically on instinct. And when you said you wanted to forget me, I didn't want to believe it, and I refused to believe it. Sure, I was scared, and it made me moodier than usual around the pains. I was in denial for a time. And then yesterday, I was pouting all alone in the janitor's closet by the vending machines, exactly the same as last Friday. I had a small hope. You'll come for me. You'll finally forgive me. All I have to do is look pathetic enough. So when you didn't, and when I saw you with her, it was like a bandage being ripped off, and I knew I just had to accept it. Yeah, I'd gone too far, and you couldn't forgive me. I'll understand if you don't want to be friends after this. How are you, Inko? Dull throb, and I feel like a circuit that's shortened out. Completely fried, not just from today, but the week. Understandable. I owe you an apology, Inko. Why? You didn't call Mia a bitch even after she threatened to break my arm if I... Wait. You didn't call Mia a bitch even after she threatened to break my arm if I ever did. That certainly wasn't the wisest thing you could have done in that situation. But you're young, and kids are impulsive and foolish. He told you? No, Olivia, I knew. I knew from the moment I saw the submissions and computed in a nanosecond that there was no way in hell Mr. Nito could have ever painted that. Your style is a dead giveaway, and he is, forgive me for saying, Inko, a terrible painter. Do you honestly believe I wouldn't notice? The Gator girl begins to whimper and sob. If you knew, why didn't you do anything? I'll get to that in a moment. We're not done with you yet. I'm sorry, Idakin. I'm so sorry. And I'm sure you've told him that by now. Yes, I told him the moment he confronted me. The tired Taro inhales. Far be it from me to make excuses for his behavior, but do you at least understand why he's been so angry at you? Yes, I may be selfish, but I'm not stupid. I disagree. He looks crushed at that last line. Olivia, you're my best and brightest pupil when it comes to art. But you're so inconsiderate it tries my patience to no end. I was deeply disappointed in you. I put in a good word for Mr. Nito here because I had hoped that maybe he would help you finally break out of your shell. He was willing to be your friend even after your initial hostility. And how do you repay him? By doing him exactly what Ben did to me. Exactly. And don't bother trying to give me excuses. I know exactly why you did it. You wanted people to view your art, which may as well be an extension of you, through the veil of ignorance. And while I can understand that all-consuming desire to be judged without prejudice, I have to question what kind of person you are to throw a friend under the bus like that. Ugh! She let out a long, mournful wail. Hiko, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for being a shitty friend. You're right to hate me. I sigh, overwhelmed by what I'm saying and hearing. More than a little embarrassed and self-conscious. Thank God she didn't hear my rant to Idakin yesterday. Olivia, I don't hate you, and I still want to be your friend, even after everything. And for that, Inko, you have my undying gratitude, because I also still want you to be her friend for her sake. Because I love her more than I love you. And that's exactly why you are owed an apology. What do you mean? I've been thinking about what you said to me yesterday. Like I said, I wanted her to get caught. I wanted her to get caught, Olivia, because she deserved it. The Gator girl whimpered pitifully. But you're right, Inko. I did treat you like a pawn. Truth be told, I didn't even consider for a moment how you would feel at having your entry sabotaged by her. I just wanted her to get caught in hopes that she'd have to deal with the repercussions, and maybe that would once and for all snap her out of her malaise? Malaise? Whatever. Brain's stupid right now. She was the one chief on my mind. You were expendable. Even when I felt sorry for your circumstance, the issue of how it would make you feel quickly got overshadowed by my disappointment in her. And for that, you have my sincerest apologies. Furthermore, even yesterday, when you rounded on me, I didn't think to apologize then. Yes, I felt sorry for you. I was still thinking of her first, and how I failed her. You didn't fail me, Idakin. I failed myself. So you accept full responsibility? Yes. You knew what you were doing was wrong, but you did it anyway? Yes. And you have no excuses. Yes, yes. Idakin inhaled long and slow. I love you as though you were the daughter I never had. Please don't let me down again. I won't. Inko, I'm glad you're still willing to be her friend. You should at least apologize for your own behavior towards her this week. You weren't friends with Mia to make her jealous by any chance, were you? There's an edge to his voice this time. No, Mia saw me alone without Olivia, and decided to butt into my life to further drive a wedge between us. I didn't want her friendship, but I did let her feed my resentment towards Olivia. And yesterday, Damien gave me the ultimatum. Either make up with Olivia, or he wouldn't talk to me anymore. Idakin pinches the bridge between his eyes. Ay, 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 you fucking teenagers. So in desperation, you sat with Mia just to be a part of any friend group. Yes. As long as we're being honest, what I resented most about Olivia wasn't that she swapped my entry for her own. It was that she felt self-pity when she should be grateful for having such a wonderful family like the Paynes. I'm sorry, Olivia. I'm not saying I was right. And I know it's petty of me, but I envy you. Not for your artistic talents, but for having the support of such a loving family. I wish more than anything, I could have a family like that. Speaking of which, I couldn't get a hold of either of your parents. I shrugged. No surprises there. They're always busy, and they likely won't be home tonight until late again. That gives me an idea. Olivia, maybe you could escort Inko home and keep him company. Really? Scalar says it's okay for you to leave school early. Scalar says it's okay for you to leave school early. You too, Inko. Obviously, you're in no condition for more school today. Would that be alright with you, Inko? Of course, I'd love to have your company at home. We could study together or even do something fun. I don't have video games, Olivia. You'll just have to play on a mobile game, Olivia. You like mobile gaming, don't you? Sounds like a plan. You think you'll be okay, Inko? If you feel it's necessary, you can still go to the hospital. No, I'll be fine. The nurse did a great job patching me up. Wonderful. And can you forgive Olivia? Of course, and I hope she can forgive me for being such a massive jerk back to her. Hug. Yep, there it is. Huggy Gator. Olivia, I'm sorry I was cruel to you. I know. What I did was still worse, though. I'm so relieved to have you back. I didn't realize just how much you meant to me until you walked away. Same. Tips for Fedora. Malaise. My ladies. Malaise. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's retard brain kicking into action. Whoa, Idakin, I'm gonna have to report you for that one. Any parasaur in a storm. Inko is dumb enough to mix pain meds and sleeping pills. Yeah, he needs supervision. I fumble in my pocket for the house keys. Having to rely on my left hand for everything is harder than it looks. I drop them and Olivia picks them up with her tail. It's Tip finding the key ring. She hands them back and I take them carefully with my stupid southpaw fingers. Your tail is more dexterous than I. She chuckles. Welcome to Casa del Nido. Population 2 workaholic parents and their only son. And in a ritzy, gated community, no less. It all makes sense now. What does? Wait, wouldn't Olivia already be here, or... Wait. No, because, the arcade comes after the contest reveal, right? If I'm thinking correctly. It's been a while since I played the main game, so it's all fuzzy after all these mods. Digesting all these mods requires me to eject what I've taken in from the vanilla game. It's all just a string of random memories. But the internet told him. When Olivia's there, it's a gatored community. What does? A designer jacket and shades. You assumed I was rich just because of my jacket and shades? That and all the disposable income you spend on the vending machines like it's no skin off your back. I didn't think it was that obvious. What do your folks do anyway to afford to live like this? They're joint painters and architecture. That's the reason we're always moving around a lot. That's why we're currently in Volcadera Bluffs. So you're so well off, then why do you envy me for my family? Because my folks are always working. I mean, you heard Idakin. He couldn't even get a hold of them. And even if he did, it's not like they can just drop everything for my sake. And that happens a lot? More than I care to admit. I see. I guess I can understand why you feel envious of me for having Randy and Sophia. They're always there for me when I need them. But you know, it's not fair for you to assume that I don't feel the same as you sometimes. I mean, the Paynes are my godparents. I hardly ever see my dad and mom. I see pain etched on her face. Well, she's not Payne. She's Halford. I'm sorry, I guess I've been pretty inconsiderate of you. I didn't even stop to consider your birth parents. All I could think about was Randy and Sophia and how nice they were to me and... Shit, I forgot. Damien and I had a fight. You said he told you... Wait, You said he told you to either make up with me or he wouldn't talk to you anymore. Yep. He's always been a bit overprotective of me. He thought I was trying to use Mia to make you jealous. Wait, this is Inko talking. Ugh. He thought I was using you... Wait. He thought I was trying to use Mia to make you jealous, but I swear I wasn't. I just didn't want to be alone. I didn't want to feel like an outcast. I understand, and I never thought for a second that's what you were doing, since Mia has Ben and all. Though I won't lie, I was disappointed. I was thinking, is he that down bad and that desperate to fit in that he'd hang out with the lowest common denominator? It was like vindication for me, thinking you really did care only about your image. I can't exactly blame you for making that inference, because it's partially true. I guess it's my fault for driving you away with what I did. I gently reassure her. Hey, Olivia, look at me. Even if that's true, and I'm not saying it is, I still chose to dwell in bitterness, and I still chose the trajectory. And look at where it took me. So what in the hell were you thinking, name-calling Mia like that anyway? I have to look away from her. I don't... Bravado? Okay, just don't let your bravado get you killed one day. You're not a superhero. Anyways, what do you got to eat around here? It's past lunchtime now and I'm hungry. We have plenty of sandwich fixins. That's good, because I'm finna to make us something to eat. Oh no, Olivia turned black. Olivia, I thought you were native. Okay, what do you got? With effort, I withdraw some plates and glasses from the cupboards with just my left hand. Olivia helps herself to the fridge, taking a moment to admire both its size and its contents before pulling out a variety of meats and cheeses. I find a bag of chips from the pantry as well as a bag of cookies. We then set to work preparing our belated lunch. So what does your dad do, if you don't mind my asking? Oh, well, my phone rings and I fumble out of my pocket and... I fumble it out of my pocket and... Damn it! I pick it up, frowning at the new crack that had just formed. It's Damien. Put him on speaker. I set the phone on the island counter. Inky? Damien, what's up? I just heard what happened, man. You okay? I'm fine. My arm hurts, but otherwise I'm no worse for wear. Olivia's with me. She is? There was an immense relief in his voice. Hi, Damien. The hell happened? I heard Mia put Inko in the hospital. No, it wasn't that bad, fortunately. The nurse said it was just a fracture. My arm is in a cast in a sling, but I'm home now. We're home, I mean, at my place. There's a protracted silence from the other end. So you two have made up? Yeah, Damien, listen, I saw the whole thing. Mia followed Inko like a bad penny to an AP art to try and rub it in my face. Then Inko got angry and called her a bitch. Another protracted silence, and I could picture Damien's eyes bugging out of their sockets, like Wile E. Coyote holding up a sign saying, "Yipes." Minky, I'm so sorry, man. I'm fine, Damien, really. It doesn't even hurt that bad anymore. I took extra Xanax. I'm fucked out of my mind. Oh man, I'm sorry I snapped at you, and I just feel like you called Mia that because of me. Believe me, Damien, that wasn't it. I never liked Mia. I would have rather been her acquaintance than her punching bag. I always got along with Ben and Kiara and Lunara. Mia's just been tormenting me and Olivia all this week. And today it reached a head. It would have happened with or without you. Okay, man, I'm still sorry, though. Olivia, how are you holding up? I'm fine, Damien. Did you really make Inko choose between me and sitting somewhere else? This time I could see Damien making a pained expression while it's in his name. Yeah. Damien, I told you before that I messed up. I'm the one who did something wrong to Inko. It was making you sad and uncomfortable, though. Maybe so, but you're threatening him like that doesn't help. I didn't even tell Olivia about Damien's even more vicious threat to me in PE. It's only fair that he and I worked that out on our own. Olivia's already grilling him enough as is, and she doesn't need to know that detail. Damien sure as shit knows, though, and I can practically hear him wincing on the other end. You're right, I just wanted so badly for things to return to normal. They will, Damien. Well, except I'll be forced to be a southpaw for a while. Otherwise, the lunch will go back to normal. Great! You almost sounded tearful with joy. I mean, it's not great that your arm is busted. Trust me, Mia getting herself expelled almost makes it all worth it. Silver lining, I guess. If you need any help from me, just give me a holler. Will do. How's Liz? Aw, dude, she was crying when she heard. She's listening now. Hi, Liz. Inko, I'm glad you're okay, but what the heck were you thinking? It was bravado on his part, Liz. Pure male egotistical bravado making him want to rescue me. Only I ended up rescuing him by getting Idakin. On the other end, I could hear Liz grumbling something about pissing testosterone. Well, I'm glad you're all right, Inko, and I'm glad you and Olivia were able to work things out. I'll let you off the hook for being so childish to her. Hey, Liz, I was being childish too, I was being childish to Inko first. Yeah. I could sense Liz wanting to say a lot more to Olivia that bordered on unkind, but she held back. So what are you guys doing now? You said you were at Inko's place. Yeah. Inko lives in a super big mansion, complete with a vault full of cold coins he likes to swim in like Scrooge McDuck. Liz giggled. I'll tell Ebenezer there to spare some for the student council treasurer sometime, or I'll come back to haunt him one of these days. I'll buy lots of brownies next time there's a school fundraiser. I'm gonna hold you to that. You don't know how happy I am to hear you two talking and joking again. We're happy too, Damien. Now Inko and I have our lunch. Now Inko and I have to have our lunch. We're having beluga caviar with champagne. Whoa, really? Never mind. Take it easy, Inky. You too. Damien hung up and I breathed a sigh of relief. Hey, you have a kitchen radio? Mind if I turn it on? Without waiting for a reply, Olivia crossed over to the counter where the radio was sitting and... Oh god, please don't tell me I left it on the mumble rap station I like. How would I explain that to her? You're listening to GRUG, Grug 102.9, Volcatair's only human-centric music station. Up next, it's You Rock Me All Night Long by AC/DC. Oh god. Oh, thank fuck. Dad must have used it last. I looked nervously at Olivia for approval from her. Saying nothing, she returns to the island counter so we make our sandwiches. Just roll with it, Inko. So earlier, you said Nirvana was an overrated grunge band. God, yes. Not that it matters, since most people seem to think like it was a clothing line and not a band. Decent drummer, sure, but mediocre guitarist who eventually went all... She pantomimed, blowing her brains out. I give a morbid scoff. So what grunge bands from the 90s were good? Alex Unchained and Audio Garden. My dad and Randy used to listen to them when they'd fix up whatever was in Randy's garage. That reminds me, I was asking before your dad... What does your dad do? Wait. That reminds me, I was asking before what your dad does for a living. It's on contract with the DoD. Whoa, color me impressed. Yeah, I've been working with the Air Force since I was a baby. I smiled fondly at her. Only a girl could refer to herself as having been a baby without a shred of embarrassment. If it had been me, I would have said, since I was little, or as far back as I can remember. What? Huh? You're staring at me. I mean, not that I mind. I was just... So anyways, that's why you don't get to see him often? Yep, he's sometimes gone for weeks or even months. But we still keep in touch with texting and calls. That's good. Sounds like he cares a lot about you. Of course he does. Just like your parents care a lot about you. I never said that they didn't, necessarily. It's just that material things don't show affection. Still, you've got a lot to be grateful for. We both do. I can agree with that. By the way, do you mind if I turn the station? What, you don't like the music of your people? Har har. Here we go. Snoop music. Let me check in with chat. Olivia, never say that again. Wait, I just noticed it's that snow outside the kitchen window. I don't know. Inko actually got put in a coma and is dreaming all of this. Yeah, that'd be funny. Ending one Inko. But what was that fanfic where it was Inko who became ending one? He's just dead. His spleen is on the art exhibit. Right now. This is an afterlife dream. I'll be your right arm, Inko. Damien would chop his arm off to give it to Inko, thinking it would grow back. All I'm saying is, why do humans need their own stations? Thought he lied about the mumble rap because he listens to FNAF music or something. He listens to Living Tombstone or whatever his name is. Department of War now, Olivia. Don't dead name it. Alright, that guy. Don't remind me of my brony days. Olivia, cook me a dinner and make it snappy, because you're a gator, get it? Our lunch prepared, we move it to the living room and onto the coffee table. With one hand, I hold the plate laden with sandwiches and set it down. Olivia has the bags of chips and cookies in her lap. I get out our glasses of milk in 2 trips. She's already seated herself onto the couch. Do you mind if we watch TV? Tell she was itching to try out my flat screen that's easily bigger than the one I had seen at the Payne's house. It's all yours. She fiddles with the remote, turning it on and perusing the different streaming services. What do you like to watch normally? Lately, I've been streaming Snoop videos off my phone onto it. Oh, like what? I recalled how a week ago I unsubbed in disgust from many of those channels after a sudden Olivia-induced epiphany. Just, video essays and whatever. Mind if I take a look? Maybe there's something that'd interest me. Sure. She reaches for my phone and clicks on the Snoot icon. Wait, Inko doesn't lock his phone? Uh-oh. Once in my profile, Incho811, she begins looking through my watch history. Ah, crap, what was I thinking? This is worse than if she had turned on the radio with a mumble rap station. Thank Raptor Jesus, I didn't use Snoop for anything lewd. A 5-hour-long video essay on Ultra Fantasy 6? Who the fuck has time to watch that? I was only about an hour into it. Did you ever actually try, playing it? Lots of people who have played it still like that video essay. But have you? No, I don't play video games, you know that. Emulators are free, Inko. Inko, go install Steam and just buy the damn thing. Yes, buy Final Fantasy VI on Steam, which is a fucking broken mess. It may look pretty, but it decides when it wants to boot or not. Do that, Inko. Honestly, I think Olivia would just fucking tell Inko to just get an emulator. Emulators are free, Inko. Go download it right now. No, I don't know. What the hell is wrong with you? How does somebody not play video games at your age in this generation? No, I don't know. Maybe it's because it's easier to just watch an essay or a let's play to get the full experience. Olivia looks like she's short-circuited. Oh my god, you of all people! What? Inko, you should be experiencing video games for yourself instead of using others as, oh, I don't know, a proxy for your vicarious self-gratification. Touche, Olivia, touche. Seriously, though, stop watching garbage like this and just play the games yourself. Form your own opinions, memories, and experiences. Alright then, maybe I will. No, maybe. Actually do it. Do you like Ultra Fantasy VI? Never played it myself. I'm not into turn-based stuff. But it's one of Idakin's favorites. He loves JRPGs from that era, especially Chrono Bringer and Gaia Bound. Really, I can't think of a higher endorsement than that. You're on. I'll install Steam and buy it. When my arm's fully healed, that is. Or we could play it together until you recovered. It'll be a first-time experience for both of us, and I guarantee I'll make a better blind Let's Play. She's wagging her tail. Its metronome-like movement is making my heart hammer. Sure, we could both experience something new together. Putting my phone back down, she brought up a streaming service and found an older-looking anime. It's called Samurai Troopers. Oh, I haven't seen this one yet, but Idakin told me it was one of his favorites when he was a kid and that it was recently added. He said it was called Ronin Warriors when it was localized back then. Do you mind if we watch it? Not at all. Looks cool. She starts the first episode and we dig into our meal. Armor of Wildfire. Dao Jin. Wowie zowie. We finish our lunch while watching the 5 heroes clad in magic armor fight bad guys in modern-day Japan, if I can talk. Several hours later, we've marathoned almost half the show for a while. It looked grim. The evil Talpa looked like he had won and Rio was about to give up. Then the hero used the Armor of Inferno and defeated the Warlord. What an awesome show. I was beginning to see why Olivia liked anime. I still don't know much about it beyond a few memes. I wonder if she'd be willing to give Gargoyles a chance. We could both watch it for the first time together. Oh, hey, it's Dog. I think you mean Inko noted on the E1 Inko fic. I don't know. I don't know any of the titles, man. Hey, Sabik. Yeah, it's surprising how people don't check the title of, like, streams. Olivia endorses piracy 100%. I could see it. Like, I believe that more than her, like, buying things. Like, I think, like, she has all this weird music on her computer, like, odds and ends. I'm pretty sure she pirates that shit. I don't play games in this generation, yeah. Olivia, Steam is broken. It says service is down due to huge queue for Bug Game 2. Olivia's right. Bye, everyone. I'm going to go download the mod. Oh, boy. Olivia's losing me followers. Inko becomes the Xenoblade. Olivia has the worst taste in anime. Says Dog. Finko would never forgive her. He would just instead use his brain to explode her head right there and then. I can't judge her with what I watch. Time to roll Olivia down the plank. That one folder on Olivia's computer is called B flat because that's the pitch of a gator's mating call. Yeah, it's weird. Anyway. Oh shoot, I didn't even realize how late it had gotten. I was planning on keeping you company at least until your parents came home. Looks like it's gonna be another late night for them. Or maybe they just won't come home at all. What do you mean by that? Oh, that came out wrong. I meant that sometimes they'll be so late that they don't even commute home. They just get a hotel room somewhere. That must suck. And you've really got no one else? No other family? Right, not, but I manage. I guess you do have it worse than me in some ways. I have to repress the urge to tell her worse than I. But it's not all bad. Like right now, it's nice having a friend over at what may as well be my own place. Would your parents be upset that it's a girl? Not at all. I think my dad would be proud even. I know he always wanted to foster independence in me. Learn how to fend for myself and be outgoing, especially with girls. So you don't want me to leave? Of course not. Unless you need to go home. Won't Randy and Sophia be worried? I texted them a while ago while we were in the bathroom. Damien would have likely told them all about what happened, too. I also asked Damien to give Guts some company. Guts, your pet rat? Yeah, I'll introduce you two properly one day. Anyways, I kind of got the impression they were relieved that you and I had, you know. I told them we got in a fight? No, I think they just figured it out on their own. And lately, I've just been so moody that they probably appreciate having me out of their hair for once. They love you, and if they didn't, then why wouldn't they have been so happy to see you come outside during the barbecue? Still, I get this feeling sometimes, this unspoken tension like they're talking about me behind my back. They're planning on kicking me out when senior year is over. They wouldn't do that. Even so, I know they get tired of me. You're welcome to stay the night here if you want. You don't mind? Fine, I want to keep hanging out with you. Really? Yes, really. Broken arm aside. This is the most fun I've had in I don't know how long. She giggled. Thanks, I'm having fun too. I'm starting to get hungry. If you like, I could cook us both dinner. I'm a good cook, I promise. Well, actually, I was thinking because of this special occasion, I could order out, no offense to your cooking, which I'm sure is delicious. Okay. What did you have in mind? I was thinking barbecue or something, but I'm open to suggestions. Can we get pizza? Absolutely. Do you know of a place in particular? Not really. Even if there's a good place, you know of, they likely won't have my favorite topping, which is anchovies. Let me see. I pull up Zuber Eats on my phone and type in the keywords pizza and anchovies. Hey, ever heard of a place called Dynamo's? It rings a bell. Well, it's not Taco Bell. Well, they have something called Moe's Original Meteor Pizza, sausage, pepperoni, ham, and anchovies. For real? For real. There was an audible grumbling from her stomach, and she was drooling. Embarrassed, she wiped her maw with the sleeve of her hoodie. She whined at me in a kind of puppy-like whimper. Please? Yes, I'll get you one of your own. Good, because I don't like sharing. So do you want a 12-inch or 14? Give me the biggest they have. That'd be a 26-inch. Yes, please. Be reasonable here. Oh, alright. I'll have the 14-inch. Sure you can eat that much? Yep, we dinos have big appetites. You know that. No, and see if they can add extra anchovies. And scroll down at the order tab and see an option to add or subtract toppings. There's also an option for extra amounts for $2 extra. Okay, a meteor pizza with extra anchovies. Thank you. And I'll just have a 12-inch pepperoni. How original. With extra spicy pepperoni. Daring tonight, aren't we? And they have a 2-liter and they have 2-liter bottles of soda. Dr. Freeman? You bet. Alright, the order's placed. It should be here in a half an hour or so. Thank you, Inky. I fumble for my wallet. Okay, when he gets here, I'll open the door and you can grab the pizzas and the soda, and then I'll tip him the 20. That's awfully generous. I thought rich people were supposed to... Wait. I thought rich people were supposed to be miserly. My parents always tip generously whenever we go out to eat. Plus, with how expensive everything has become nowadays, what's a few dollars more or less? Now I know you're rich and you'd be so flippant about money. It's just never been an obstacle for us. Is that a bad thing? It does make you seem a little disconnected, to put it lightly. Fair enough. She is my new favorite character now, but I still hate her for all her anime picks. Okay. Can't be worse than Anon and his anime tastes. Yeah, doesn't he like Saturnia? Miserly is pronounced miserly. I don't even know, man. She hefts herself back into her wheelchair and we go to the front door. According to Zuber, the driver was about 5 minutes or so away. I had texted him the entrance code for the gates. It was then we realized we had left the radio on in the kitchen. I went to turn it off. Olivia followed me, even though it wasn't necessary. Reaching for the knob, I stopped midway as a new song came on. It was a rhythmic guitar set to the beat of the drums like a swaggering march, and a bass that pulsed like it was sending Morse code. I looked back at Olivia. She said nothing, but her look said what I was thinking. This was a good song. I turned up the volume. We listened transfixed, sharing the moment in silence. When the song finished, the DJ announced that it was Gardenia by Biggie Pop, collaborating with Josh Homer of Kings of the Bronze Age. Olivia looked it up on her own Usenet account and saved it to a playlist. I turned off the radio. Well, I gotta sit up the best I can, because, like, I'm slacking. A knock signaled the arrival of our dinner. Hi, whoa, you lose a fight or something? Only with a flight of stairs. Oof, hopefully this cures what ails you. Olivia took the pizzas and soda. Then I handed the driver 2 20s. Whoa, thank you. You guys have a wonderful evening. Thanks, you too. Once I had brought back the plates, glasses, and cloth napkins, we resettled ourselves on the couch. Opened the box containing her pizza. Uh-oh. What's wrong? I don't deserve this. It's gonna be like, someone shat on my pizza! I don't deserve this. What are you talking about? After what I did to you, for you to forgive me so easily, then to invite me to your home, just so I can tease you the entire time. I wrapped my unbroken arm around her, the fabric of her purple hoodie feeling realer to me than real to me at that moment than anything. I like your teasing. If I didn't, I would have told you when you had overstepped any boundaries or overstayed your welcome. I I've been enjoying your time here more than enjoying anything in Christ years. And I didn't forgive you easily. I struggled with that for an entire week. I'm sorry I was too arrogant to have manned up sooner and accepted your apologies. Sorry, I'm being such a buzzkill right now. It seems like all I know how to do is feel sorry for myself. You really didn't mind my teasing? It's one of the things I like best about you. It's gotten me to break out of my own shell. Thought you didn't have a shell. You're the extroverted one, not me. My mental shell. You make me question things about myself and the world. And that always kept me wanting your company. You really forgive me? Olivia, did you think that maybe you just can't forgive yourself? Why should I? You heard how disappointed Idakin was. And yet he told you he loves you more than I. He's not giving up on you, so giving up on yourself would be doing him a disservice. And I guess, but he's still right. I threw a friend under the bus. I threw you under the bus. Olivia, listen to me. I understand now why you did what you did. He looks at my cast. No, I'm not talking about that. I would never insult your intelligence by equating a broken arm to what you deal with on a daily basis your whole life. But I know now what it is to deal with the world and its stupid people, who make up stupid, unfair, arbitrary rules. I know what it is now to resent them with every fiber of your being because every day they're judging you, pushing you down, making you question yourself constantly. And they never stop until you surrender to their idiotic games. And then one day you just lose all hope and finally surrender to their dumb games and their stupid choices. All the time thinking, fine, I'll play your games, but on my terms, my conditions. Because we both know damn well the game's rigged, I'll rig it in my favor and I'll win, and I'll do it just to spite you and your asinine rules. That's how I've come to feel. That constant me against the world mentality. I understand it now, and just how cruel and unfair the world really is. You see the world for what it is, then. I'm a photographer. I wouldn't be a very good one if I didn't. I never understood why you and Idakin like photography. Why capture static images of this ugly world when you can just remake it in your own image? There would still have to be a world in order for you to paint anything at all. True, sometimes I wish I could just escape to some higher plane of reality. It doesn't exist, or if it does, it's as riddled with problems as this one. That really makes me feel better. I'll tell you something, Olivia. If Idakin didn't think of this world as worth photographing, he wouldn't have bothered. And I'll tell you something else. I may still suck at painting, but I've learned a lot about photography from him. And one thing that I've learned is that anything can make a beautiful picture. All it takes is to find the right angle and the right filter to contrast. Oh, and contrast. You know what? Drink. And then something that anybody else wouldn't have even looked at twice. And take your breath away. You're a better photographer than I could ever be, I'll give you that. Actually, I've been thinking. You and I are like two halves of a complete whole that is Idakin. I think being compared to at least half of Idakin is the most flattering thing anyone could say to me. And I suppose comparing myself to him comes from hubris. True, but that's typical of you. I think that's what he'd want. And I was thinking that the two of us working in tandem could even surpass him one day. How? I see the world how it is, and you see the world and you see the world how it ought to be. And together, I think we could show a vision of the world few have seen. It's simple. I'll take a photograph with the perfect angle and composition, and you paint it. I'd like that very much. I was hoping you would. But what would it even be? I don't know, but we'll cross that bridge when we find it. I'm feeling better now. Thank you. I'm going to eat my pizza now, Inko. Don't talk to me. My mouth's going to be full. Still have your appetite for pizza? Are you kidding? I'm hungrier now than before. Should we watch more Samurai Troopers? Actually, there's one other anime I really want you to see, if you don't mind. I don't mind. It's a newer one, and I've already seen it a bunch of times, but I want to get your reaction to it. It's called One Punch Man. She goes to the search to look for it and brings it up after a moment. Phone call. It's Dad, I gotta take this. Alright, chat. What's chat doing? She realized how bad anchovy pizza is. The pizza's upside down. They fucked up my pizza, Inko. Now I can't eat it. It's all nasty. I've only seen a few episodes of SD Gundam as a kid, but I have a feeling someone somewhere is disagreeing with Dog vehemently. I side with Anon and purple stuff. Legend of the Galactic Heroes is peak. Imagine if someone picked the first good end to this mod and called it quits. Well, people assume like this is like a what do you call it? What is it? The words I'm trying to find for this specifics. Like it's just a show of depression. I can't come up with the words. The words I'm looking for are lost on me. It's like a depression fest for these people. Like this because I've heard someone will not play this game because it is what it is. You know. It's just a lot of that. Yeah, misery porn. Yeah, that's the words I'm looking for. Dad. Inko, I just listened to my voicemails. Are you okay? I'm fine. My arm got broken. It's not real bad. The nurse patched me up real well. Did you need to go to the hospital? No, the nurse just put my arm in a cast and a sling. It wasn't that bad. She also gave me some pain meds. That's good. Your teacher, Idakin, told me it was a bully? Yeah, she's a real menace. Was a real menace. She's not going to be at St. Hammond anymore. So she's been expelled. Oh, you better believe it. Principal Scaler was furious. She vowed to expel her. And that was far from the only incident, but it was probably the worst. Tell me she was arrested too? As far as I know, yes, Olivia and I. She's my friend in art that I told you about. We told the cops everything, and I pressed charges, Dad. They say it was aggravated assault. Hell, she's probably in the clink as we speak. Why'd she break your arm? Well, she has a nasty temper, and I, kinda called her a bitch. Laughing! Why? She was talking shit to my friend Olivia, and I just couldn't let it slide. She's always been cruel and vicious to Olivia. You know how girls are. I swear, they're like 10 times crueler to each other than us guys. True, true. Sounds like you were standing up for your girlfriend. Not my girlfriend, Dad. At least, I don't know. Maybe she could be. I thought she was. I've seen your face anytime you talk about her. Really? I didn't think you noticed, or if it was that obvious. Well, I have, and I was just waiting for you to ask my advice about talking to girls or dating, but... I mean, I thought about asking, but... She's actually over here right now. We've been hanging out for hours. We've been having fun, even despite my arm being broken. Really? That's okay, isn't it? Of course it is. Sounds like your date's going really well. Yeah, it's not like that, although maybe it is. I know she's been having fun. We just ordered pizza, in fact. I assume you guys wouldn't be home again tonight. Ty, yes, it's true. We're at the hotel right now. I'm sorry, son. I swear if I'd checked my messages sooner, I don't know if I could have left. It's just been so busy. We've been busy, your mother and I. I understand. I'm not mad or anything. I know you guys worked hard, and I appreciate it. I'm actually proud of your work ethic. That's a relief to hear. I was starting to worry you resented us for never being home. I don't. I mean, I guess it'd be nice if you were home more often. It would be, but we're committed to this. You know how it is, in for a penny, in for a pound. I've heard you say that before lately. I've been thinking about that saying a lot, actually. Sounds like you're becoming like me. Maybe I am. I suppose someday, when I've retired, I'll be the one waiting for you when you're working and taking care of your own family. Maybe, if that does happen, though. I'll try not to keep you waiting too much. So you're alright? You're gonna be okay? I'm fine, Dad. I'm tougher now than at the beginning of the year, thanks to Coach Solly. Hey, is it okay if Olivia stays the night with me here at our place? Laughing. Sure, just no hanky-panky. No, she'll use the guest bedroom, or maybe sleep on the couch. Sounds like she likes you a lot. Wait. Sounds like she likes you a lot to come over to your place after you stood up for her. She does, in fact. I think she likes me more than I like her. Sounds like a real keeper. Guess you didn't need my help to bag a good girl. Oh, well, I mean... Hey, don't let her go. You hang on to her. I will. I'll let you go. I don't want to let your pizza get cold. Thanks. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Bye, son. I hung up and slipped my phone back into my pocket. Though I was smiling, I couldn't help feeling melancholy. It was then I realized Olivia's note was still in my front right pocket. I had it all week since Procline handed it to me. A somber look in her eyes that had made her look younger. I withdrew it with my left hand. My stupid, clumsy fingers fumbled it. No! And through some freak twist of fate, it fell through the grating on the floor vent. No! On my hands and knees, I crouched over the vent, peering through the slats. What had felt like a little piece of her... a little piece of her tagging along with me had been swallowed up by darkness. I still didn't know what she had drawn in it. Why? Tears are streaming down my face, coming from a place I don't know where. I don't understand. What am I doing wrong? Knock, knock, knock. You okay in there? Why are you crying? You crybaby? What? Am I doing wrong? What am I still doing wrong? Inko, you're being a crybaby again. I can hear you all the way from the living room. Alright. Inko is the one hug man. It's very long. Yeah, this is a chunky mod. I'm proud of Thinko. Down the toilet. You'll never know the truth. The vents lift off, you know, Inko. He doesn't have a screwdriver. He doesn't work with tools. Olivia was chewing a slice of pizza, a look of pure contentment on her innocent face. Hey. Sorry I couldn't wait. The smell was driving me crazy. That's fine. How's the pizza? She licked her chops. Heavenly. Did you have a good talk with your dad? I did. It was nice. That's good. Want to watch more of my weeb stuff? Yes. Started the first episode, a mischievous glint in her eyes. Not again. All it took was one punch. Damn it! The opening began, fast and heavy, with a blood-pumping guitar and furious vocals, accompanied by images of the hero's unparalleled might. Noticed anything special about the hero? He's wearing a cape. Have you seen The Incredibles? That's a big no-no. She scoffs and returns to her pizza. 2 episodes in, and Olivia has eaten most of her pizza. Dude, if I ate most of my pizza, I'd be rushing to the bathroom at that point. Before the 3rd episode began, she undid the front button of her pants with a sigh. Ah, better. Then began munching on her 7th slice. Say, Olivia, do you mind if I... Mine! Oh, okay. No, that's not fair. You bought the pizza. And you have a broken arm, and Idakin wanted me to take care of you. So, can I... 1 bite. That's all? That's all. She held up the 8th and final slice, inviting me to lean forward and take a bite. I allow her to feed me the singular bite. Suddenly, I was sorry I only went with a regular pepperoni. The combinations of flavors was sublime. The fish oil from the anchovies melded with the cheese, making a texture unlike anything I've tasted. Good, huh? Yeah, damn good. I'll have to get one of my own next time. You better savor it now, because that's all you're getting from me. Just as well, I've had enough. You only had like 4 slices of your kid's pizza. And enough Dr. Friedman for my kidneys to trick my pain receptors into thinking I lifted something too heavy. In that case, can I have the rest of your pizza? I was hoping to save that as leftovers. She gave me her biggest puppy dog eyes and whimpered. Alright. Thank you. She devoured the remainder of my pizza and upended the bottle of Dr. Freeman of its remaining contents. With a belch, she sank back into the couch. She then let out a singular sultry sigh of saurian satiety, snuggling next to me, her tail wrapped around my waist. Satisfied? Mm-hmm. She began making a sound like a deep purring, the vibrations of which traveled through the couch and my body. It felt soothing to my aching right arm. I finished watching the episode and the next, but Olivia's checked out. Her purring has turned to snoring, and I have to take a leak. I stand up slowly. She whines in protest, but allows herself to slump onto the spot I have been sitting. Sorry, gotta use the bathroom. Mm-hmm. Sorry lifted her limp lowered legs onto the couch, with her tail and is lying back. Before leaving the half bath, I put a throw pillow under her head, my fingers stroking her green hair. Thank you. I'll be back with a blanket for you. Thanks. I returned from the half bath and grabbing a spare blanket from the guest bedroom. You know, Olivia, you'd probably be more comfortable in this guest bed. Carry me there, then. Afraid I can't in my condition. And just sling me over your shoulder, you caveman. Would that if I could. With effort, I dragged the blanket across her body with one arm. And then just stared down at her sweet, tuberous smile a moment, admiring how innocent she looked in her partial slumber. You know what, I'm gonna grab another drink. She managed to speak some more, her voice slurred from being half asleep. Was this a good first date? For being impromptu, yes it was. Tragedy. Inko, do you like me? Yes, Olivia, I like you. She drew a sigh of relief a moment later, and she was snoring gently. And I forgive you, because my plan worked better than expected. It was an idea that had been on the back burner of my mind since last Friday when Mia talked to me about you. She may be a vicious bitch, but she is perceptive. It was when she had told me that I was to you what precious water is to someone dying of thirst that I knew I couldn't give you up, even if part of me did hate you. She rearranges herself into a more comfortable position, oblivious to what I'm murmuring on the other end of the room. And that's when I, in a moment of terrible inspiration, got the idea of using her. Damien and Idakin were half right. I was using one of you to make the other jealous, or I was using you to make Mia jealous. I suspect that for whatever reason, Mia had a small crush, or maybe just lust, for this skinny loser. All I had to do was bide my time and wait for her to make the moves on me. And then after that, wait for the perfect moment to trigger her anger and make her hurt me in front of you. Oh no! Schizo Ben! My lips curled into a Malkavian sneer. Mia may be perceptive, but in the end, I was the one to read her like an open book and exploit her feelings. It was easy. She has a one-track mind and, of course, a nasty temper. Yeah, I played her like a damn fiddle. I did it because she is right about you. You do wallow in pity, and if we were to be friends again, it had to be on my terms. Mine and mine alone, not yours. I make you pity me for once, because that, deep down, is what I wanted. I wanted the kind of attention to which you're accustomed, if even just for once. And I did want to punish you, yes. For a time, I thought that maybe I could even learn to live without you, because a part of me did hate you and wanted you gone forever. But after that nightmare I had Thursday morning, I knew I couldn't live without you, whether or not I could ever truly forgive you. That's why I decided to go to Mia. I was terrified it wouldn't work. But in the end, it worked better than I could have hoped. It was vindicating to see Idakin harangue you like that. I hadn't expected that to happen, but it was a nice bonus. It took all my effort to keep my best poker face. Now you're under my power. That's why I'm willing to tolerate your teasing, and even love your teasing. It fills my heart with such joy, joy and love until it hurts. From now, I don't ever want to hurt you again. I will blanket you under my loving aegis always, us against the world. But I had to make it work this way. I couldn't let you win. I wouldn't let you win through pity. Now I've won it all. Mia is gone, and you're in love with me. Everything I could hope for. Schizo time over. I mount the stairs up to my room. Sleep well, Olivia. You're the queen, and I'm the king. Nothing else means anything. I down some more pain meds with a soda chaser. Then crawl into my bed and shut my eyes. I replay the events of the past week until I drift off. Oh God, Olivia! Daddy! Daddy! Olivia! Inko. I fell and bumped my head. She clutches me hard enough to hurt my broken arm and trembling sobs into my chest. Oh my God, are you alright? Everything catches up to me, and it was as though I'd been moving on autopilot. Her scream shocked me out of sleep like a bad dream, like a dread alarm. and then I bolted down the stairs, fearing God only knew what. I recall a brief instance in which I frantically thought about grabbing the revolver I knew my parents kept in the room. My dad had shown me how to use it. Fortunately, there was no intruders, otherwise the alarm would have activated. I'm fine. Muffled whimpers vibrate my chest. Are you hurt? What's wrong? I'm fine. I just had a nightmare. I breathe a sigh of relief. Oh, thank God. I thought something awful had happened to you. She continues to cry into my chest. I realize I'm crying with her. Mixed tears of horror and relief. Are you going to be all right? I'll be fine now, but don't leave me. The couch is big enough for the both of us to lay side by side comfortably. My body forms a protective barrier, and Olivia is cradled between me and the back of the couch. As long as I lay on my left side, my right arm's fine. The Gator girl has stopped whimpering, but she's still trembling. Please don't leave me. I won't. I'm sorry I woke you with my stupid night terror. Don't be. It's stupid. I haven't had a dream like that since I was 12. Don't worry about it. Sometimes overeating causes bad dreams. No offense. She shook her head. It isn't that. I don't know what caused it. I can tell she wants to talk about her nightmare, but I don't want to ask. She tells me anyway. I dreamt I was being chased by a monster. My stupid wheelchair wouldn't work, so I tried crawling away on stumps. Oh God. Then it bit my tail and pulled me into its mouth and... it vored me. It's okay, you're safe. I'll promise I'll protect you. Horrible thought crosses my mind. Did the monster in her dream crawl on 3 limbs? I promise I'll retrieve that note from the vent. I'll get Dad to help me get it sometime. Hope we can find it together. I hope. Ending 2B, Power. Man, that one kind of dragged, I'm not gonna lie. Ugh. Ghost Ben watching from the cuck chair. Me jumping this dude. Little Gator, yeah, it's... Little Gator. Daddy, I bumped my head, now I'm dumber. Ugh. Why'd he freak out about losing the drawing when he was alone, then, though? Shooter Inko. He loves her like one Inko. Yeah, it's... That ending's definitely like a... It's definitely a sus ending, for sure. But yeah, I think, what are we, 2.5 hours in? I'm clocked out. I mean, I like the mod, but I knew what I was getting into by replaying this one again. Oh. Like I said, it's misery porn, and I can only stomach so much of that. Like, if I'm doing misery porn stuff, it's more like dark humor stuff. But like, if it's just straight up misery porn, then it's just what it is. Yeah, I know there's one more ending. I'll probably gonna save that one for Wednesday. I'm assuming it's gonna be much shorter than this ending. If that's the case, we do have, apparently Sabik said there was like a 15-minute mod. I forget what it was called. It's on the Steam Workshop. I'll check it real quick. Yeah, it's Wani Be the Gator. That's like a short demo of the fan fiction of the same name. So that'll probably be right after the last ending for this on Wednesday. Pick it back up in 2 weeks. This misery porn got nothing on Overlord. When you gonna play Trigger mod? No, never. That's all. You go watch Smug Fox. Wani be the Gator is a good fic. Wani beat the Gator. The double Gator special. Yeah, well, it's because it's short. And then there was another mod. What was it? The Long Way Down or something? One Way Down or something? I have it downloaded. I just have to look at it. Yeah, One Way Trip. That's what it was called. That's another mod out there that popped up on the Boru yesterday. So I got that one on the back burner, and then I have the other ones. I don't even know if I have them downloaded. I thought I should, but it was like I saw Jack and Smug Fox playing, what was it, Revenge of Montezuma, and then the T Word. That's going to be fun to play. I got so much on the back burner now. There's no excuse for a drought. It's just I'm busy with other things too. But yeah, that'll be a bridge we cross when we get there. Who's Smug Fox? You live under a cave. You live under a cave. You are Patrick Starr. You live under a rock. Honestly, don't want to know him. I didn't read or anything. Wonder how the Wani build Gator... The Wani build Gator going. I want Olivia to get exosuit and flying crane kick Mia. Yeah, I haven't heard from that guy. I mean, if he's been in chat, he hasn't talked about it. Wow, thanks, dude. You literally gave me another snoot tuber right now. Going to check this Smug Fox guy. Yeah, he's the one who started it all. Yes, and live like a rock. You live in Iraq? Dog is incapable of looking anything up himself. That's true. You have to spoon feed him. One of my comments is in a Smug Fox Wani video. Didn't he also do the Stella NTR? Yeah, I remember watching that. The art assets for that mod are pitiful. It made it feel kind of like the Reed mod. Oh. That was it. 740-ish? Pretty much. I don't know if I'm gonna boot up another stream today. I'm clocked out. Oh, that mod takes a lot out of you, in not a good way. I mean, it's not a bad mod, but like you gotta be ready for it. I'm too lazy, bro. Good night, man. Yeah, I'll probably just pop on Fortnite. Lock in my daily, and probably just stare at YouTube till I go to bed or something. I don't know. I don't have the energy for like putting on everybody's golf. I wanna get back into playing that because I know I got pissed off last time, but I'm trying to enjoy the game the best I can. I'm trying to grind out levels, stats. I'm gonna try the story mode again eventually. It's gonna take some time getting that game working good. And yeah, it sucks, but I bought it and it's too late to refund. So now I have to sit in the error of my consequences, you know. Fortnite and no invite. I'm just locking in a daily and then logging off. I'm not even gonna be playing. A man can only release a stream so many times before he becomes tired unless he drank a lot of water beforehand. I was drinking like Michelob, dude. I have beer. And I didn't even get any water, so I'm still drinking like that fucking quarter left of water that I barely touched. Yeah, I'm gonna be sleeping fine tonight. Probably gonna hop off and just take it easy, I guess. I'm at work too, so I'm just talking. Well, you're gonna have to find something to do because I'm gonna hop off. I'm gonna go to bed. Well, I'm gonna do the shit I need to get done, and then I'm gonna go to bed because I'm tired. I'm gonna do Porku gets added to Coda as a love interest. Never. 8 hours at factory makes you wish for a nuclear winter. Yeah, I'm gonna head out. I'm tired. I see chat's a little broken here. I'll fix chat. Actually, chat's all the way on the bottom. Chat is enlarged. I will shrink chat. Put chat up in a little bit of the middle. We're looking good. He will be added later on. Who will be added? Well, I'm going to bed. I'm tired. I'm adding myself to bed. Good night.